Now, more than 80 teams across the Houston area will kick off the season tonight.
Yeah, and one of the many matchups we'll be watching, Summer Creek High School taking on the Sharks at Shadow Creek High School. And that's where we find our Zack Tawatari. So, Zack, set the stage for us.
Marcelino and Mia, we have waited and waited, and high school football is finally here. We are at the beautiful Freedom Field in Iowa Colony, the Alvin ISD home, and it is, again, the Summer Creek Bulldogs against the Shadow Creek Sharks. This is a highly anticipated matchup. Summer Creek, the visitors, the first to arrive just a couple minutes ago, and they made it all the way to the state semifinal game, the 6A Division II state semifinal game last year. And boy, do we have a lot of high school football on tap for you this weekend and every week throughout the season. We start with a pair of big matchups that you can stream live on KHOU 11 Plus at 7 p.m. It's a matchup of ranked 5A teams. Number 5 Frisco Lone Star faces the Argyle Eagles. And then you can stick with that game or switch over to a huge local game. The North Shore Mustangs in a state finals rematch with South Oak Cliff up in Dallas. That's kicking off at 7:30 on KHOU 11 Plus. And then you can join us for Texas high school football now. We'll have all your local highlights on KHOU 11 News at 10. And if that's not enough, be sure to join us for Texas high school football now with all of your extended highlights from around our area, all the best games from across the state as well in one place. That's going to be tomorrow morning on KHOU 11 Plus. And back here at Freedom Field, we're just a couple hours away from kickoff. We hope to hear from the coaches coming up in the next hour. For now, we'll send it back to you.
And you know, we're all about it. We're all fans around here. We got spirit. Yes, we do. We got spirit. How about you?
Believe it or not, they were never cheerleaders.
No, I played soccer, did everything else but cheerlead.
Yeah, living the dream right now, right?
Yes, it's never too late if you believe.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Zach. Looking forward to tonight.
And Kim, Friday Night Lights, it's what it's all about in Texas, right? But hopefully not Friday Night Lightning to worry about.
Oh, I know. Well, you know what? We have to watch for that today. Even though the threat for thunderstorms is diminishing, I want you to keep this in mind, the 30-30 rule. Have you guys heard of that?
Fill us in.
Okay, so if you see lightning and you hear thunder within 30 seconds of that lightning strike, you need to go inside, preferably of a building. Even a car would be okay, but you want to be away from an open field for at least 30 minutes, and you need to wait there until the last thunder. Until you hear the last thunder. So that's the 30-30 second rule. And those are the guidelines that are implemented for the students and for anybody going out to Friday Night Lights. You'll notice there is a chance for a lightning strike all the way through 8 o'clock tonight. I think the threat is going down, but still, I'm going to be watching radar closely, and that's why we've got a weather impact alert until 8 o'clock in the evening. You'll notice beyond that time frame, I think things are going to look a lot better. Right now, radar shows us we've got a cluster of thunderstorms, a little bit on the strong side, especially the further west that you go. This is mainly all along the I-10 corridor, so Patterson to Sealy. That's where you do have some heavy rain and some lightning. Katy, it's just a cluster of heavy rain for you. Same thing for Bunker Hill. But notice the storms that developed in spring, they really petered out, so they didn't get to the north side of the loop or the Beltway. We'll watch for the potential of redevelopment mainly for our West Siders for the next few hours. But then if you have some late night Friday plans, you should be in the clear. You know who doesn't have late night Friday plans? Runners, because we are getting ready for our Saturday morning long run. So I've got your stride guide for you. What can you expect? If you're getting those extra miles in early at 5 in the morning, the good news is we've got really low chances for rain or lightning, but what we do have, unfortunately, is plenty of heat and humidity. So we start off at 80 degrees. By the time we're done with our long run at 8, we're still right around that 80-degree marker. With high humidity, though, it's going to feel like you're in the upper 80s throughout the entire run. Not to mention, sunrise is right around 6:58, so then you have the humidity hitting you and that sunlight, so it is going to be a little bit on the brutal side, but at least we avoid the mess. Rain does start to pick up the pace after 9 o'clock, so make sure you get out there early. By 2:30, thunderstorms are redeveloping in Harris County, and they could continue into your evening plans. So that's a snapshot at 5:34 tomorrow. A cluster of heavy downpours could be at Hobby Airport. Then again, quiet for late night Saturday into early Sunday. Sunday late morning into the afternoon, though, more storms, and I think these could bring in some heavier rainfall totals. They clear out by the evening. So how much rain? I think tonight it's just going to be very, very isolated. Tomorrow we'll have a couple of areas with maybe 1-2 inches of rainfall, and then Sunday, that's when we could start to accumulate some more rain. So by the time the weekend's done, a couple spots like Thompson's, for example, could wind up with 4 inches, and maybe West Columbia winds up with 6. That would be on the higher end. I think most of us are going to wind up with 1, 2, maybe 3 inches. But the flood risk is highest on Sunday. You'll notice some of us are under that threat level 2 on the 1 to 4 scale, and at least all of us have to watch for a marginal risk. So that's the possibility for some ponding or some high water spots. Rain chances are pretty high over the next 3 days. 60% for tomorrow, 60% again for Sunday, and holding on to a 50% chance, yes, even into Labor Day Monday. Unfortunately, this front is going to take a while to clear through the area, but the good news is behind it, not only does it clear up the rain chances, but it's going to clear up some of that humidity. Watch this. Beyond Labor Day Monday, dew points are going to be dropping into the 50s, which is going to feel so nice and comfortable. Check back in with us though throughout this weekend, because we've got a 30% chance of development here in the Atlantic Basin, although that's over the next 7 days. We have time to watch it. Local 7-day forecast shows us after Labor Day, we're nice and dry. No rain Tuesday, Wednesday, and low end rain chances for the upcoming end of the work week, guys.